Yeah. You back with another episode of Take Me Out This Chat.
What's up?
It's Bucky, Chef Marv, and the homie G's.
What up, man?
It's been a minute.
We back, man. We
Been
back.
a minute.
It's been longer than a minute.
It's been a long
Back.
time.
Been a minute, you know.
Happy
I
New
shouldn't have
Year,
left
all that.
you. You know what I mean?
We back like we never left, though.
Hey, man.
Better
Right.
than ever.
Let's get to
Yeah,
it,
man. We missed y'all, man. How y'all feel? Y'all miss us? Let us know.
I ain't gonna lie, I miss this. I miss, this platform.
Yeah,
Being able to talk my shit. You feel me?
had to take a little hiatus, get some numbers and everything in order.
Right.
Yeah, but we back. Man. We gonna be consistent right now for y'all. So tune in.
Should be good, man. Should be good.
Yeah, what's going on? So how? You know what I mean? The homies been. We've been disappeared for a couple months. What's up?
I've been all right. How about you? How you been?
I've been chilling, man. You know, living life, doing a great thing right now.
I've been getting things in order. You know
Right.
what I mean? For a big push. For a big
Yeah.
push. You know what I mean?
2020 vision, big push for us, man. Take Me Out This Chat got a lot of things on the menu, a lot of things to look forward to. Y'all keep a lookout for that as well. So you know, we're here on a beautiful Sunday morning
Man,
after a Saturday where our brother got his ass whooped.
Damn.
Yeah, our brother got his
Why you
ass
do bull
whooped,
like that,
man.
man?
Like,
Like-
so how y'all feel about that Wilder Fury fight, man?
yo,
I'll let you go, G's. Go
that
ahead,
man
Mark.
got his ass whooped, dog. Like I don't know. Like you can't fuck with bull, I guess. I don't know.
Is that what you feel? You feel like it's just the
It's
better
over.
fighter won?
It's over with.
So is his reign? Is his reign over?
His reign is over.
So it's Fury's is
It's Fury time. What they call him? The Gypsy King.
the Gypsy King. The Gypsy
The
King.
Gypsy King.
I kind of agree with you a little bit. Like,
But like, why some people acting surprised? Like, the first fight, Tyson Fury dominated the first fight outside of those two knockouts.
facts.
Those knockouts was major though. Like the way he got up from that last knockout was
Looked like
crazy.
the Undertaker.
That's why I said he took Wilder's hardest shot, and he knew he could take it.
Right.
So you knew what it was this fight.
I
Yeah.
don't know though, because I think the fact that he gained all that weight kind of helped him because he knew
He prepared for this fight.
yeah, he had to gain some weight to be able to take them blows. Just
And
in
he-
case.
and he out-muscled him.
Man.
He's pushing that nigga around the whole.
I mean, even in the first fight, you could kind of tell that Fury's just a better boxer. Like, it's
Yeah,
clear as day.
pure
Yeah.
technical boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a tactician. He's a
Yeah.
tactician with his boxing abilities. Whereas Wilder's, you know, he's just a haymaker.
He's
thrower.
Wilder. He's wild.
He's Wilder.
Yeah.
Wilder's Wilder. You know what I'm
And
saying?
all he
Like-
got is that he don't got no left hand, no
Right.
jab work, no. So like once you just overcrowd his right hand, he can't get no extension on it. Like
you could see them boys' eyes. He ain't. Yeah, it was oh shit.
from the opening
From the
bell,
rip,
like I told y'all, from the opening bell. Fury ran out from the corner. Like he ran across the joint. What's up? Like you ever see like when niggas see each other in person and like
And it's
they
on
ready to
sight.
knuckle, it's on sight and the nigga run down. It's good. Like,
Facts, nah, that's
like,
facts,
He came
that's
out on that
facts.
type time, and Wilder was on the defense from the
Right.
from the door. So, and then that pretty much
That
was
was all
the
she wrote,
factor of the
man.
whole fight.
Yeah, I just don't. I think Wilder came in kind of overmatched. People don't look at it like that because they see Wilder's record, they see his knockout count, but they don't really understand. Like, he's not really fighting nobody that was really willing to take the shots.
You can't say that though. He's knocked out like 40 people. Like, you
Yeah, I
can't
mean, he's
say-
40. He's 41, 42, and 1 with 40 knockouts. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
saying that, but what he hasn't matched was a dude that could take his punches and also could
You
throw.
gotta
'em.
understand, it's kind of the Mike Tyson effect. Like a lot of dudes were just scared of Wilder.
Yeah, fact.
Like I would say probably 85, 90% of the fighters he fought were like for real, did not want to be in the ring with him.
Facts.
Like was intimidated, was scared from the door. Like, you know
All
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
doing was coming out and throwing that hard ass right hand.
Nah, they were saying that they some of the announcers were basically saying that Wilder's probably the hardest punching heavyweight ever. Like, nigga, you
I don't know if he punched harder than Mike Tyson though.
Hey man, that's what they were saying. The bull hit hard. You gotta think he got a
He was
mallet.
bringing his joint from. Like,
And he got a mallet, and he's bringing that joint from.
you see what he doing?
He's bumblefuck.
He like
I don't know.
He's bringing that
like
shit,
my
man.
personal opinion, I don't know if he hitting harder. Like Tyson,
I don't want to take a punch from neither of them,
Tyson's what was it, a hook?
or that uppercut. Yeah,
That joke was
Shit
dead.
knock your head off.
yeah. That
He
up-
was
his
Tyson was hitting
uppercuts was
niggas with that
crazy.
in the body.
Crumbling niggas with
But
body
that's
shots.
neither here nor there. Wilder,
Yeah.
he hit hard as shit. He definitely hit hard as shit. But I mean, what you feel about the trainer throwing the towel in?
I mean, I kind of respect what Wilder was saying. Like, he want to fall on his shield. Like, let me fight until I'm out. Like, I'm knocked out or I'm out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, but I guess as a trainer, you kind of got to save a person from themselves. And you got to kind of understand, like, look, nigga, you at a point where...
Yeah, if you care for somebody, you're not going to see somebody... one last blow could either kill the dude or put him out of commission forever.
Feel like it was time for him to throw the towel in?
Yeah. I felt like two rounds before that he should have threw the towel in.
There was a couple
like
moments
it wasn't
where
like Wilder
like
was regaining his balance or like he was. Come on, man. He looked like he drank a fifth.
He kept leaning on the rope and everything.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was that the trainer kind of knew, even in, like you said, 2 rounds before that, all it takes is one shot from Wilder, though. One shot could have changed the whole outlook of that fight.
He wasn't even getting no shots off.
I mean, and that's why he threw the towel. Like, look, you ain't even going to get no shots. You over here hanging on the rope. You clearly tired. You out.
Yeah, done. So. Like, you not agree. You know, sometimes it'll take a fighter be woozy for a round or two, but they get it back.
Right.
Yeah, he never got his legs back.
No, he never got his legs back.
It was over for him. It was over.
Like, for real, his best chance was being on the ropes because, like, at least when he was on the ropes, he could lean on the ropes and just try to sneak a bomb. But if he out in the middle of the ring, like,
Fury was eating all
he had no balance.
It was over for him. I ain't even gonna lie. He was just outmatched. It wasn't his time. He said at the end, I mean, in his interview that he had something going on with his leg. I don't know if that was a cop out.
Oh, Wilder?
Yeah,
he got his ass beat.
Yeah, he got his ass beat.
You know, they be copping. You know, they be trying to cop a plea after the fact. So I really don't know, but
he got his ass beat.
It looked like he just got his ass beat.
You knew he was gonna have to go by the hospital for sure after that.
That's what they said. They said, bro,
just go ahead and stop on by. You know, just
go to ER. You know what I mean, cool. See what's up with your ear. Check all that
shit. We're pretty sure Wilder will be transported to the local hospital.
Yeah. So you think Wilder's gonna want another rematch?
I mean, why would Fury fight him again?
He would give him another fight, I think. But Wilder got to gain some weight.
For the purse alone, to probably have him let him fight again. And Fury really feels like he can beat. Like it's just gonna be another W for me for a bigger purse.
I mean, you know, the fight is Joshua.
I don't think that's the fight.
That's the fight, Joshua.
Joshua been running from Wilder forever. Now he's seen that Fury whoop Wilder's ass. You think he ain't gonna run from him?
No, he ain't gonna run from Fury.
Man,
he match up with Fury.
I don't see it.
Joshua matches up with Fury.
Fury's a tactician. He's 6'9". Like Fury's on top of his game right now, man.
I ain't realize how big Bull was. Like, they showed an older picture of the Bull Fury. He was out of shape like a motherfucker.
Plain example to see how big he was. Did you see him lined up against Lane Johnson in the pregame, like the pre-fight? Lane Johnson was in his locker room with him, and he had Lane Johnson looking like an ordinary nigga.
6'9".
And you know Lane Johnson's y'all biggest offensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had Lane Johnson look like he was about 6 foot. Like, so, you know, like, Bull's a big dude, man. I don't think that's the fight Josh wants to take, or he should take. It wouldn't be smart for him.
I mean, you know, that's neither here nor there, but that's the fight. That's the fight. I mean, that Wilder needed, you know, come back in against some other guys, get back into the flow, man, because I wouldn't fight him. Nah, I wouldn't fight him again.
Hey, well, you know, that's what it is. It is what it is. So let's get into another hot topic. Man, so I know you guys been seeing all over the internet and on TV, man, the situation with Wade and his now daughter Zaya. How y'all feel about that?
That's controversial right there.
What was young boy's name before?
Zion, I think. Zion.
How old is his son? Well,
preteen, probably 13, 12.
So what they
12.
like? I'm not on it as much as everybody else, but so what happened? They changed his name to a female name.
So basically, he's going through the process of transitioning, and she
transitioning from what?
From being a little boy to now being called and looked at as a young woman.
Are they doing the sex change?
See, that's a gray area because it's kind of.
I heard Boozy talking about don't chop his dick off, dog.
Yeah, see, but that's what I'm saying. That's kind of the gray area because I don't know if Wade really said that. Like, you know what I'm saying, Like people were saying, like Wade was saying that he's gonna allow her to go all the way
Or
to
Wade was just saying he's allowing him to now be referenced
classified
as
as
But
Zion.
didn't Wade say
classified
some
as a
shit
female.
like young boy knew since he was like 3?
Yeah, I that part I don't see.
See, I don't agree with it at all. You know, we discussed this, but like the main part, I really like. All right, if you're gay, you're gay. That's one thing. But like, you're a boy, you're a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't change that factor. Like
Right.
so,
Right.
to try to be a female when you're a man. So, okay, you like other men. That's your choice.
Right.
But respect the fact that you're a man. Like, and you know, like he's a young. You said he's 12, 13.
12, 13,
like,
yeah.
But shouldn't he be worried about playing sports or
like parents.
I mean,
yeah,
like school? Like
Clearly,
what
they
else?
basically what I was getting from. I was watching something Wade was talking about it. Basically, what I'm getting from it is like the little boy brought it to Wade's attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel as though I'm a gay boy. I feel like I'm a straight little girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the boys, but my body's telling me that I'm not a boy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How?
Hey man, like when it comes to being homosexual is one thing, but when you're classifying and like your mind's telling you that you're a different sex, that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know how that goes. So
Do you
I'm
think that becomes like a mental issue? Like something might be wrong with you? Where you
Nah,
think
I don't
you
think it's a mental illness. I just think that it's. I mean, let's be real. When it comes down to it, and it breaks down to, you know what I mean, chromosomes, we're just what, one gene, one X or Y away from being the next sex anyway. So, I don't know. When he was younger, they nurtured the femininity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, because everybody has points in life where there's big marking points where your life can go one way or another.
I see. This is where I disagree with it. We're at a point now where it's just like today, like people, like parents are allowing children too much space to make decisions.
Correct. I agree with that.
If you're 20, 18, 20, 21, legal age, you want to make that choice for yourself, go ahead. 12 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, kids are running the show now.
Mm-hmm.
Kids have too much voice, and it's not healthy
Right.
for where this generation's going.
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because kids are now feeling like that they really have they can make the decisions for themselves.
Like they have a real
And
seat
you're
at
a
the table
child,
with adults. No,
and that's what Boozy was saying. Like,
He's 12. Like he shouldn't even be thinking about that.
yeah,
type of
like
shit.
you're 12, 13. Like, think about when you was 12, 13. You thought you knew everything.
But also, I
At
think
the
that comes
center when
with
we was 12, 13.
it comes with
playing
exposure
sports
though.
or
But I
running
think
around.
this
You wasn't
generation's
out here
being
thinking
exposed to a
about-
lot more than, you know what I'm saying, what it was back in the day. Like when we were younger, we weren't exposed to half the shit that's that kids are being exposed to now.
Yeah, but
and I think
don't
exposure
it's
is kind of where it's
exposure,
at.
dog. Like, how can that be exposure where he starts to think that he's a little girl? I don't think that's exposure.
I mean, it could be.
I think somebody, like, how does that sound? Like, that's like you saying you think you're something else or you're someone else. What does that think?
Listen.
If you're a grown ass man tell you that, yo, I think I'm somebody else.
if your child,
that nigga crazy.
if your
like,
child
you're not
came
gonna
to
be
you,
like,
here's the only way you can think about it. If your child, you got to put yourself in
Wade's shoes. Yeah, right.
If your child came to you and said, "Dad, I feel as I'm a girl. I'm not a boy."
Right.
You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm a girl, or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, go ahead. I got you. No, I got you. Go ahead. Nah.
See, now, I'll be honest with you, like, and this may sound cruel, but I'm gonna say, take your dumb ass somewhere with that.
You're tripping.
No,
but this
you're
is
not tripping.
You're not dressing
you're
up
not
in no
tripping.
girl clothes.
Not changing your name.
Nah,
to
no,
nobody
I get
else.
all
you
that.
are a boy.
But this is the part where I think we're missing. Like, I don't think it just happened one day and then Wade was like, I'm cool with it. Like, I'm pretty sure Wade went through multiple steps to get to this point. Like, he probably went to therapy. He probably did all the proper steps that you think about. And at the end of the day, you might seem as though it's crazy and all that. You're going to support your son.
No,
You might not support his actions. You might not even feel the actions. You're going to support your son.
I'm not supporting that.
They need a safe
when
space,
you say
bro.
support and love, like make sure you're kind of like clearing that up because people can still love their kid, but you don't got.
You don't have to support their actions, bro.
You gonna support your son if he out here doing crimes and shit like that?
No,
exactly. No. You gonna support your son if he out here doing? No, like you love him. Right. I love you. I care about you, but you know.
But at the end of the day, like,
are you going to support your son from wearing dresses?
Yeah.
No,
like, are you gonna be
I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not going to expose my son
to
be thinking that it's okay to wear dresses at this age. And well, my son's only 4.
And so at some point, you're going to nix it.
Yeah.
And then every time it comes back up after that, you're still going to continue. You're not wearing female clothes. You are a man.
But that comes back to the exposure. What are you seeing at these shows? What are you seeing people wearing nowadays?
I don't give a damn what
it is.
No, it is exposure, bro.
It is exposure.
No, it's not.
Were we seeing this on a regular basis? When
I don't think it matters.
You think early 90s, late 80s, we were seeing this shit?
I don't think people that end up doing this kind of stuff, it has to do with any kind of exposure. I don't think you go to a party and you be like, oh shit, this is what I want to do, like out of nowhere. No, like I think something's wrong with young boy. It has to be like
it's nurtured, bro. Like this
is how is that nurtured in it? Like,
because there's moments where you do feminine shit and either your parents are going to nix it or they're going to nurture the behavior. And what I'm saying to you is at some point it's being nurtured. And a lot of times what you see, especially in our community, you see women in our community nurturing feminine behavior. That's just what it is. Like demasculinity is real. Like you see people okay with kids doing feminine shit.
Level of demasculinity for him to think that that's what I'm saying. Like the mental part about him thinking that he's a woman. Like you don't see nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
mentally, like
I don't want to say it's mental. I don't think it's mental though.
But how is it not mental? He's saying his body feels like he's a woman. Like
but the way you're explaining it is you're basically saying that he's mentally ill.
Possibly, if you're telling me as a young man, your body makes you feel like you're a woman.
I don't see it as you being mentally ill.
Nigga, how else does that make sense? If you're saying your body is making you feel that way, your mind obviously controls all of that.
So he feels feminine, like he feels like. So that's the same thing as with gay men, gay women. Like they just don't take it to the level of where they feel totally different.
Being gay is different. You liking men is different from you saying your body feels like a woman's.
Yeah, true.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what makes it a little deeper to me than just being gay or being, homosexual, bisexual. I think it's a little deeper, and that's where I'm kind of like, I really don't know about the subject, so I don't really want to go and dive too far into it.
Hold on 1 second. Turn your mic around, all the way around. Just spin that all the way around.
All right.
There you go. I mean, you still good.
Yeah. All right.
But
just because I don't know, like I said, I don't want to indulge too far into it because I really don't know what goes behind that. But I think it's more than just being mentally ill in any way, shape, or form for you to think that you're a woman and or a man in the opposite body. But like I said, I'm not going to go ahead and be like, oh, the hell what you talking about? Get the hell out of here. No, because at the end of the day, your kid does need a safe space to come to. And if it's not at the crib, who knows where the hell it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when I'm coming from where I work with kids, you definitely see kids that are.
No, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? That are afraid to tell their parents that they're homosexual. Like especially like we had a whole sex unit where kids would lash out with physical aggression because they're scared.
That's not the
no,
point.
but it's true. But it's true because they're adolescents. They don't know how to. They don't know how to conjure up the way in which to speak that out. And in their household, they got parents that are telling them get the fuck out of here.
So you're saying that came from exposure? Yeah. But are any of them kids saying that their body makes them feel like they're a woman? And like that's the part you said that you said the young boy said his body makes him feel like a woman.
And I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
I'm thinking young boys.
When I had to do a mission trip out to Colorado.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And they have natives. You know what I'm saying? And which are Native Americans. They have natives out there, which do deal with sex trafficking and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of the kids on the unit were identifying as women. You know what I'm saying? Which they were exposed to the sex trafficking life where they were molested, abused, and things of that nature. That's what I'm saying. I don't really know the whole backstory of the young and Zaya's whole situation, but they were molested. Where like the physicians, the
problem is
staff,
the parents are allowing this.
Yes.
Listen,
they're nurturing the behavior. That's what I'm saying. Yes,
we all
absolutely.
know people who like made the sex change. You know what I mean, from male to female,
Correct.
female to male, whatever.
Correct.
But the bottom line is that sex change wasn't made until they were full-grown adults.
Right.
Yeah. Now that part I agree with. Like at this age,
that's my problem
at the age where he's at right now, I completely understand and I agree with that. Let him go through his teenage years. Let them then decide, hey, Dad, I want to be, and I'm completely with all that. Like to say that at 3 years old. My son don't even know what he's 4. He don't know what that even means.
All
like
our
I'm
kids
saying,
are like damn near 3 or 4. Like, how I look, young boy? You think what are you, a girl or a boy? He gonna tell me he a Power Ranger or some shit. Like he ain't gonna say I'm a
yeah.
girl.
Like my son will tell you he a dinosaur. Like
Hey.
that at that age I don't like I'm kind of skeptical on like come on Wade like 3 come on bro. But like now him being 12, him being a little more comfortable in his skin. All right, but any changes and things of that nature, nah, you can't do that.
Let me ask you this: if you were in Wade's shoes, are you going to do it like he's doing it, where you coming out on talk shows talking about it, or are you just going to let the shit be in the background, let young boy do what he wants to do?
I'm be honest, I think Wade's going too
private.
far. Like Wade's going too far.
I think that's where he's doing.
Like the household's the household.
Yeah,
like I'm saying, like.
Well, you gotta also understand his life is more in the spotlight than.
That's what I mean. You got to speak on every single issue.
Like you said. This ain't something that just happened today. You know what I mean? This is something he's been dealing with for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And having the, I'm sure he talks to.
And to keep it a bean, he might have had the first analogy. His mind might have been on your level initially. We're like, come on, boy, get the hell out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Being unacceptable, you being a supreme athlete, an alpha male.
I think, like you said, it might get to the point where like you don't want to lose your child.
Yeah.
But.
And that's the part that I don't think people really pick up on. Like, it's cool. It's all fine and dandy to be judging people on their lifestyles and things of that nature. Oh, I would never let my son do that. I would never let my daughter do that until it's in your own house. And then you got a decision to make where either you're gonna allow your kid to develop and grow inside your house and have a comfortable space inside your crib, or that shit's gonna be outside the crib and they're gonna feel either there's nowhere to go, which creates suicide rates for kids at that age, and or they're going to go out there and be with some motherfuckers they're not supposed to be with. And that's real life. But
you're saying that, but then you're also saying they a kid and you supposed to, as a parent, tell them no. Like, so at what point are you saying you're going to give in? If you're still they're 12 years old, like
I'm not giving in.
You're an adolescent. Like
I'm not giving in. Yeah, we're going to discuss it, but I'm not giving in. My word is my word, and you're going to follow what I say.
I mean, you can say that, but at the same time, like if they're still developing in that pattern up to 16,
Wade gave
17.
up at 12 years old, bro. Like he's basically giving in, saying, "All right, you win. You're getting your way at 12."
I mean, I just think Wade got to the point where he's not force feeding his kids chitlins no more.
All right, so if he's not force feeding them, so think about when young boy maybe started this process. You think you're talking like 7, 8? So you think you're telling me?
You heard what he said? 3.
Yeah,
like,
you telling?
So you're telling?
No.
So he's basically saying that his son came to him initially with information. Didn't come. The son didn't.
Information.
That's the part that this is what Wade's saying. Wade's saying that initially the kid did the research, looked into information, did all that before they even came to Wade with information on how he's feeling, what it looks like, doing his own research. So when he came to Wade, he came with facts that he felt were facts. You know what I'm saying? He ain't just come and say, "Daddy, I feel this way," and left it as such. When he came ready and prepared to present his case to his dad. You know what I'm saying? And initially, Wade, like I said, him being an alpha male, being a supreme athlete, he probably felt some type of way. Like, let's be realistic. He probably did. But it gets to a point where you can't keep force feeding your kid something, because you force feeding that kid is initially going to push that kid away.
When's that point?
That's all opinionated and upon.
I'm trying to figure out. Is it at 12? It ain't at 12 in my house.
There is no age. There is no age.
It ain't at 12 in my house. If you turn 18, 19, you want to move out and do what you want to do. I can't control you.
I'm going to be honest, like, even that, like, I'm not even a believer in that. Like, in my household, I don't give a damn how long my kids stay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm just saying, when you're old enough, if you want to go do your own thing. It's just
not healthy for the overall landscape of children. Children think that they can do what they want to do and not follow direction. Like,
I mean, but that comes to you nurturing them, having a seat at the table with adults when they shouldn't. That's why they're comfortable with talking. When we were younger, bro, half of us didn't even talk to adults. Let's be realistic.
You ain't talk when
You know what I'm
adults
saying?
was talking.
When adults were talking, you didn't jump in conversations with adults.
Nigga,
you
when
ain't
you
do all
was
that.
at your
Now
people's
it's at
crib, you wasn't even allowed to be in the same room with the adult conversation.
when
Go
you're
somewhere, go outside.
Go
and
outside
play.
on the porch.
What did
go
your
in the
parents
yard,
say?
go
What
in
did
the
your parents say
basement,
when
something, nigga.
guests came over? Get out of grown folks' face. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's at a. You were over last night. What I tell Ray? Hey,
Yo,
go downstairs with the kids. Like
Right.
I mean, stay. It gets to a point where you ain't forcefully telling them, but at the same time, like there's rankings to conversations, and kids should never feel comfortable enough to sit there and be BFFs with parents.
Man, all this
You know what
shit.
I mean? Because that's where decision making comes, and then once they become friends, they feel like they can really make conversation or make decisions upon them. Because I'm 7, I know you're not. You're still a child in my household, and you're gonna learn as such. So therefore, I gotta give you the blueprint on how to live life.
Now, all this makes me feel like is you really just gotta like start even being overly cautious of what your kid is watching.
It's watching,
being exposed
absolutely,
to.
exactly.
Type
Exposure.
of other kids they around, like all that shit matters because
Exposure,
niggas is
bro.
losing control over all these situations with their children, man.
Exposure,
like, these kids
bro.
was running the world.
And then I ain't gonna lie. This is
tired,
one
man?
thing. This is
No,
one.
I ain't tired. I'm like, this topic, man.
And I'm gonna be honest, and this is what my wife brought to my attention. When it comes to entertainers and athletes and things of that nature, because it came to Bootsy and the one person gave Bootsy feedback, like, how are you gonna say something when you got this many amount of kids, you're not married to none of their mothers? And, listen. And then I had to tell, and then me and Erica were going back and forth on it because like Erica kind of is like, let people be them people. And I'm like, I get that. But it makes sense what she was saying. Like when you're an entertainer, you're an athlete and things of that nature, you're not always around your kid. Like you're on the road. How much? Like you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, that
So
shit don't
you
matter.
don't it does matter because
it
now
don't.
No, it
now
don't.
you might be the authoritarian in your household.
You have to put your foot down.
How are you putting your,
It goes on both parties. It
that's
goes
what
on
I'm
the
saying. If
mom
you're
and
the
the dad.
authoritarian
So
in the household and you're and the mother's a little more lenient and you're on the road 80, 60,
she
70%
needs to
of the
become more authoritative. That's all, nigga.
That's
no.
what I'm saying, but that's
Bottom
what
line,
behaviors
I
are
don't want to
nurtured.
hear that.
You think you should?
All right, so let me ask you this. Like I said, it's not. This isn't no real type scenario. But like I said, we put yourself in them shoes.
Right.
Are you ever giving in to the demands of allowing your son to be a female at age 12?
But that's not what I'm saying. It doesn't automatically start at being a female.
All right, no, it
that's
doesn't
what I'm
matter.
saying.
Just answer his question. Are you doing what Wade did?
No, like as far as like you
Nigga,
can wear
are
dress
you-
and all that. No, I'm not with all
Are you
that.
letting him
No,
call
Are
I'm
you
Zaya?
letting I'm talking about in your household privately? Are you going to let him change his name and be a female?
No, I'm not with none of that. Like I said, I feel as though
And
Wade's
if,
giving his son
and if
too
your
much.
wife said she felt like it's okay, let him be who he wants to be. Are you
but
going to
that's-
ultimately put your foot down?
That's where my wife stands. Like, don't get it fucked up. Like my son,
just
my
answer
son
the
happens to be my
question.
sons happen to be that way because it's not black and
Yes,
white.
it is.
It's not black and white.
Yes,
Because
it
basically what you're
is.
saying is, are you gonna let your son be a man or be a woman? And I'm telling you, it didn't start at 12 years old for the young bull Zaya. It didn't
Bro,
start at that.
It doesn't matter
It does.
how long it started.
It does.
I'm not allowing it underneath my household as long as you're my child. I'm not allowing it.
So you're basically pushing your kid out the crib.
Hey, nigga,
No.
nigga,
Yes, you
if
are.
That's
Yes,
what
you-
nigga.
Yes, you are.
You're
That's basically
assuming
what
the worst out of the whole situation, or maybe
How?
the kid just listens and be like, "All right,"
Or, so,
or you know what I mean?
so
Like,
that-
why?
At 12, 13, I buy your clothes. I put food in your mouth. I give you somewhere to stay. I'm not buying female clothes for you.
I'm not saying
that's
that-
the end of discussion.
I'm not saying none of that. That's not what I'm saying. And this is the part you're not picking up on. You're making it like at 13, this is where everything starts. This is the time marker. No, what I'm telling you is if a kid is
3, 4, 5,
They're not-
6. I don't give a damn well what age it is. I'm not buying
but what I'm
my
saying,
son.
I'm not
no
talking about
female
clothes.
clothing.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have
happening.
nothing to do with clothes. I'm not talking
What
about
do you mean it
clothing.
don't?
Fuck the clothes is what I'm saying to you. I'm talking about the behavior. The behavior. You keep talking about. I don't give a fuck what they wear. I'm talking about behavior. Like the behavior of these kids. If they're still out here dressed like fucking thugs and acting like girls, it's still going to be the behavior. I don't give a fuck what they dress like.
All right, so what are you
I'm talking
saying?
about the behavior. You're at what point? If you're on the road for 60 days, 60% of the fucking year, and you're the
Nigga,
authoritative.
then it's up to the fucking mom. So listen, so
But
the mom,
if
listen,
the mom's a
no.
nurturer-
Hold on.
If the mom's a nurturer and she's
So
nurturing
you're
the
basically
behavior, then
saying,
what?
so there's women out there who probably don't like this shit either. So you're basically saying they're just gonna be okay with letting their son do that as well. Like,
I mean,
I don't
it
know
might
what
be
the
a
young
man,
boy's
okay.
actual. I don't know what young boy's actual mom thinks of it. Because I don't think the mom's around. I think he got his kids right. Like,
They were initially with the mom,
but
right?
I don't, because we don't know what that.
But that's what I'm saying.
We can't assume nothing about that.
It's a lot.
We can't assume
That's
nothing.
what I'm saying. There's a lot of missing
But all I'm
parts of this
saying is,
shit,
if
what
the
I'm
mom
saying.
starts to see this, just because it ain't just all on the dad. Just because
No,
the dad's
not at
away
all.
or an
Not at
entertainer
all.
don't mean nothing. The mom's still supposed to hold that down. Hold, young boy, what the hell you
And what
doing?
I'm saying
Like,
is somebody
nurtured the behavior.
Somebody allowed it.
Somebody nurtured the behavior, like I've been saying. The behavior's being nurtured. It ain't the dressing being fucking nurtured. It's the
What
behavior.
do you think it is?
Somebody allowed it.
I seen a post earlier.
Chill.
They was accusing the Gabrielle Union of some sort of effect on young boy. I don't know how, but I seen the post. I thought it was funny. But
Somebody allowed it. Somebody nurtured it. You are right on that.
Somebody's
Bottom
nurturing the
line is-
behavior, bruh.
But all
Like
right,
you
just
keep
because
trying, it's the behavior. What I'm saying to you
he
guys,
asked you though, when are you putting your foot down when your wife does nurture the baby? So when are you come home from being on
From
the
the
road
rip.
those 60 days,
rip. But-
or you see like young boy, get your ass back in
but
your
what
room.
I'm saying to you is, you keep. I'm not. What are you punishing him for?
No, get your room and take that shit off.
Oh,
You
yeah.
might get
Oh,
home
right.
and young boy have on some
Yeah.
crazy like, whoa,
All right,
what?
yeah.
Nah.
All right, yeah. But what I'm saying to you is, like, you doing all that. I mean, you're first of all, you shouldn't be buying that shit anyway. But you doing all that, and the behavior still remains the same. Y'all keep talking about dressing. I don't care. I don't care about the clothing. What I'm saying to you is the behavior still remains the same. We know people that literally used to hang around us. We used to be on the block, hang around us, and we knew were women. Well, not women, but we knew they were gay.
Yeah.
The dress code was still men, but the behavior was still feminine. Is what I'm saying to you. You feel what I mean?
Listen,
Like, it's not the clothes. The clothing is not what.
I'm not just saying the clothes, but the clothes in this case, they're letting him wear.
Listen,
They're letting him
yeah, I
go
seen him have
full
some
female.
shit where young boy's belly was out or some
Change
shit.
his
like-
name to female.
But listen,
dress
listen.
like a female.
I get what
I'm
you're
not doing
saying,
that.
but you're also kind of going back on what you said about the parents giving in. You're basically giving in then because you're saying at some point you have to support your kid because you don't want them to get suicidal.
No, you have to
and
support-
you
you don't
don't
have to
want them to
support the
go out
behavior.
and hang out with the wrong crowd.
have to
So
support
you're
the
going to
behavior.
basically give in and then that kid wins, and you're basically one of those other parents who ain't disciplining their kids.
What I'm saying is, you don't give into the behavior, or you don't have to nurture the behavior. You have to nurture your child. Like, it gets to a point where, all right, you're still my son, you're still my daughter. I have to nurture my child. I don't have to nurture the behavior.
How
like
can
that.
you do both? Like, give me a way where you basically can nurture your child, but then you don't support their sexual behaviors in the same sentence. Because it's like, all right, I'm gonna give you some money, but I don't want to talk to you about how you really feel.
If you're
because
buying crack
I
with
don't
it.
give a fuck.
Look,
No, I don't want to
give you
know.
money, but I ain't giving.
I
it to
see you over there crying. I don't want to ask you why. But I
Nah.
still love you. How can
But
you
no,
nurture
you-
your child when he
you-
might be crying over a breakup over some? You know what I mean? Like, how can you
But
say that?
I mean, to be honest, at this point, this has nothing to do with men on men. None of that.
I'm
shit.
just
Like,
trying to figure
this
out
just
how
has
can
to
you
do with
nurture
how he
your-
feels inside. But the way you nurture the behavior, the way you nurture the child is the way you would nurture any child. Like, I don't think like that, and that's the part that I think y'all overlooking. Like, y'all like, oh well, I gotta be about the fact that he is choosing to be a woman or choosing to like men. Like, it gets to the point where you still have to nurture the child as a child. Like, so therefore, like right now, I'm not speaking to Araya about sex. I'm not speaking to Aaron about sex. I'm speaking to my kids as being children. I'm still setting the foundation of structure in their life. That has nothing to do with their sexual preference. I treat Aaron the same way I treat Araya. I roughhouse with Aaron the same way I roughhouse with Araya. It has nothing to do with sex. I'm nurturing
No,
my child.
I
I'm
don't
not
agree with that.
I'm not nurturing
You treat
the fucking
you treat girls different from boys.
who?
You should,
Why?
because they're.
What do you
because-
mean? Like, what do you mean by treating them different? Like,
Because when I like, for me, for instance, I'm gonna treat my boys different than I'm gonna treat my girls.
I mean, I'm gonna lay a different foundation as far as how to be a man.
Nah, you're gonna treat them different.
But as
Maybe not right away, but as they get older, you'll start to treat them.
but
You treat them different, even at the ages they're at now. You can treat them different.
it depends what you talking about as different. Like,
You don't love them any different.
like
you just,
behavior, like
just
like
treat them
I,
different.
I address the behaviors the same. Like, as far as acting out, I address them the same. As far as schooling, like
You're not
laying
gonna
down
be
a
able to
foundation.
address the behaviors the same forever, though. You're not gonna always be able to
As
address
far
your
as what?
son the same way you address your daughter.
Why wouldn't I?
Because
Like,
you're gonna have to deal with your daughter in a different way,
in
like,
a different,
in a more tender, sensitive way. Like,
she's a female,
or she's gonna start doing the things you're saying. Like, you know what I mean? You don't think she? That's not.
No, I mean you have to. Like, I mean, at the end of the day,
females are more emotionally driven.
Yeah, you can't just sit there and yell at her the same way you yell at your son.
More sensitive.
You might grip AJ up.
I don't yell. Period.
I'm just saying you might.
But no, I feel what you're saying. Like, I'm very direct with my kids. I don't think like I'm being serious. Like, I'm very direct.
So at 12-year-old AJ does something, you might grip him up. You're not gripping up your daughter.
But the reason I'm gripping Aaron up and not gripping Array up is because the foundations in which I'm putting in Aaron.
Because you got to deal with them differently.
As a stand-up man in Array. I mean, in Aaron. As in an Array, I'm teaching her how to look for a stand-up man, how to address and maneuver around. You know what I mean?
Man, you're treating them different because it's a boy and a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
And the bottom line is,
I'm teaching my son how to be a stand-up man.
No boys
let's get back to the weed thing though, man. Like I don't know how we kind of summed up how we feel about that.
Nah,
that whole situation is just like.
I mean, it's a little too early. Like I said, it's a little too early for him to be allowing the youngin to make a full-fledged decision if they're talking about doing any type of castration. I'm not going to say he is. Like I said, it's very vague if Wade even said that. It's way too early for that because the part I do agree with Boosie is he could at 16 find someone in which changes his life and then being a female,
right?
And then he wants to like women again.
It's just our opinions, but I feel like Bull could have just dealt with it in a more of a private setting. I feel like it probably
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Probably could have been dealt with in house.
I agree with that.
Especially at the age that he is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, young boy, you're already in the spotlight. Your kids are in the spotlight. Your one son plays basketball. Like,
and I feel like they're putting it out there like for other people to
come
feel
out
comfortable.
And feel okay, but it's
like,
really
it's not okay. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh yeah, man, everybody should."
You're gonna have people that disagree with that too, though. They feel like it is.
My segment up of this conversation, it ain't okay.
I mean, that's your
and people can feel some type of way. It ain't okay.
It's not.
What is not okay?
It's not okay to be born as a man and want to be a female. It's not okay.
All right.
Because if it wasn't for the doctors and the procedures, like none of that shit would happen. But because obviously science and doctors are so good at it, you think about it. There wasn't no operations or none of that. They couldn't do none of this stuff.
No, I agree.
It's not okay.
So,
it's not okay to be out there chopping your Jones off.
No,
and
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, I feel you.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't chop it. Hang on. Don't chop it.
I understand that, especially at the young age. And I feel like, me personally, I feel like there's definitely an agenda about demasculating men. But what's strange and weird about it is not the LGBTQ plus community that's doing it, and that's the weird part. Like, it's people that's not in the community trying to, you can be okay with it, like. If you're not okay with it, you're not okay with it. Like your opinion not to be okay with it, I'm 100% cool with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. If you want to nurture your child into being whatever they want to be, I'm 100% cool with that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it gets to a point where, like, you kind of got to be, like, you can't be pig-headed about the way children are growing up and all that. Now, the exposure part is completely up to you. Now, if you want to allow your kid to be exposed to shit they know they're not supposed to be exposed to, that is you as a parent making that decision to do such. So, and therefore, you have to live with the consequences that come along with that. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you choose that you're not going to expose your kids to that, like right now, your son's super into football, super into all that because he's exposed to a lot of sports. You and your girl both are heavy into sports, so that's kind of what they're into. They get it. My daughter's super competitive because that's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, and that's who they are. Like, today, Aaron might want to be a damn dinosaur. Tomorrow, he might want to be an astronaut. But he's at that age where, like, that's just what it is. Like, he wants to be who he wants to be, and I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Like, he wants to stomp around, be a dinosaur. I'm cool with that. He want to be a robot. I'm cool with that. Boys are at this age kind of got big imaginations and want to do stuff, and you kind of got to be cool with that as well. But as far as exposing your kids to kind of weird behaviors or behaviors that are unbecoming and then being mad at them and in turn, it's kind of your fault. Like, and that's where I kind of stand. Like, you can't sit here and take your kid to the gay pride parade and then tell him and be mad because he wants to be a part of gay pride.
Yeah, you can.
What are you
I
exposing?
mean, you can be mad. You're allowed to be mad about whatever you want. I'm just saying, though,
but why would you expose them to that in the first place? Why would you expose them to that in the first place?
But who said they were doing that anyway with young boy?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But you can't expose your kids to something and then be mad when the exposure gets them feeling some type of way.
We're assuming he was exposed to it. Like, we don't know for a fact.
I'm just saying, and
we know some people that may have been, but we don't know for a fact that young boy was exposed to any of that kind of behavior. I'm just speaking in general terms, period. Like, I'm not saying it don't got to be the gay pride parade. It could be niggas shooting it up. It could be our community, drug dealing. Like, you're exposed to that, and you can't be mad in turn when now your kid or us when we were younger wanted to choose to do that because what? That's what we were exposed to. Exposure is what develops and is the structure of your life. It just so happens that we weren't. Well, I think the whole situation just takes a wild turn, man. With the fact that young boy wants to, like, it's different from being. He's not trying to be gay. He's trying to be a woman,
a straight woman.
Yeah. Like, that's where it changes. Like, we know kids that are gay. Like, we know people that are gay. Like, it's not a problem. Like,
it's not the gay.
It's not the gay part. That's not what we're.
It's the fact that it's the factor that he's 12 years old and the parents are allowing him to take on a transgender role, and then they're publicly putting it out. That's the end of the conversation.
That's the
You
battle.
don't do that as a parent. You do not allow that, and you do not allow a 12, 13-year-old to do drastic things like that.
Like I said,
that's something that can wait till they're old enough to make decisions for themselves.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the bottom line. Like, we can talk about all this other stuff. The bottom line is you do not allow children to make those types of decisions for their life until they're of the
You're not going to let your 12-year-old drop out of school.
Yeah.
You're not going to let your 12-year-old start doing drugs. You know what I mean? Like, why the hell you going to let your 12-year-old start doing this? Like, no.
I mean, just making the decisions at that age is what kind of throws me for a loop anyway.
You know what I mean?
Like,
you tell your 12-year-old, go get in the car. We're going somewhere. Well, I'm not going with the family day. What, man? Shut your dumb ass up and get in the car.
Get in the car. You have no say.
No say over nothing.
You tell me you dropping out of school, you have no say. You're going to school. You start using drugs, I'll lock your ass in the bedroom.
You're
losing your Xbox. You're losing the
forceful detox.
Yeah,
so you're giving out forceful detox.
So this is okay, but it ain't okay. If he was saying I would let my kid drop out of school, everybody would have killed Wade. You know what I mean? Like, they would have. 12-year-old, I'm letting him drop out. He wants to do what he wants. They'd have killed Wade for that.
They would have killed Wade for that because it goes against the agenda.
Right, but now because
so
exactly,
it's agenda driven. So that's what you feel like it is.
Yes, it's agenda driven.
That's
nasty, man.
We talked about that topic, and that's a topic maybe for another day. But it's agenda driven.
Yeah. I agree with that 100% too. By the way, like the whole agenda of demasculinity and all that. Yeah, I'm 100% behind that.
But I think I mean we at that time
limit.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, by the way, if you have any opinion on the D Wade situation or anything of that nature, or anything in which we talked about, please hit us up on Instagram at Take Me Out This Chat. Leave a comment, drop a comment, let us know how you feel about it.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that. Yeah,
subscribe to YouTube.
We're on all social media platforms.
100%.
Take Me Out This Chat.
Take Me Out This Chat on Instagram. Take Me Out This Chat on YouTube, and Take Me Out This Chat on Facebook.
We know y'all was waiting, so we back. We back.
I mean, we came back firing, man. I mean, I know this is a touchy topic. Let us know how you feel about it. Let us know where you stand. Let these niggas know that they tripping. Hey, I'm always 100% right. That's just how it goes when you want to take me out this chat. You're talking about Bucky. Hey, by the way, let's get our sponsors out the way. Like always, Brownstone Media Company, man. Address
213 East High Street.
All right, we're gonna drop the ad
information
right on the screen. We're gonna drop that
for all
your
media needs.
You and your wife started a little business.
Oh yeah, right? And by the way, any type of craft needs, any type of things of that nature in what you're looking for, Every Little Trinkets, man. If you think it, we could trinket. Go follow Every Little Trinkets on Instagram, Every Little Trinkets on Facebook. Whatever you want to do, man, she could create it. She can make it happen. She's doing big things. I got shout her out. She definitely, in the last 2 months, skyrocketed, man. She skyrocketed. Kind of got me jealous. Like, she's definitely doing her thing. Now I got to catch up to her. Every Little Trinkets, that's Every Little Trinkets on Facebook and Every Little Trinkets on Instagram. Anything, if you could think it, she could trinket.
Yeah, y'all shot, man.
We out of here?
We out.
Oh yeah, Dollar Boys.
Take me out.